Hello lovelies, welcome to day 3 where we're doing this stunning 60s inspired makeup look. I'm kind of thinking like a Christmas tree that has snow on it, but then we'll also channel in the 60s. It's just very cute. I'm very here for it. I love 60s makeup. I think it is so fun. Even if you don't end up creating this look, you're gonna learn a lot with this video and I'd love for you to stick around. If you do end up creating this look, please do tag me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is right here. Please do join me. Check out my stories as well. You'll be learning a lot if you follow me in my stories. It's 2020, we're not leaving the house. What else are you gonna do? So let's get glam, learn some stuff, and celebrate the good things at this time of year because it's all about positivity in December and we're seeing how far we've come. Still got some ways to go with this particular topic of animal testing, but progress has happened. I think that most of you probably know that one of my favorite film characters is Elle Woods from Legally Blonde, and Legally Blonde 2, you could say, is a little bit of an inspiration for this sort of topic. Everything I've used is cruelty-free, vegan, and not owned by parent companies that test on animals. Resources are linked down below. All the products I've used are listed down below, and let's just jump into it. Let's get started. We got tape on our face. We are going like old school style. Sour apple right here. And then going in with the Just My Luck palette again today. First off, I'm just gonna take Kiss My Ass. So let's go over some history. So luckily the Humane Society is actually already categorized this for us. They've got a full timeline on their website. All sources are of course linked down below for you because I know that this topic is a little bit heavier for some people to face. The thing is that we don't have full transparency of what happens in many different industries. Like all you need to do is literally Google ag gag and you will find like horrific laws that people have put in place to allow farmers, etc., to be able to kind of like treat animals in whatever way they see fit and have like a very closed door approach. I mean, like, if what you're doing is okay, then you would have full transparency, right? It's weird. It's almost like people don't want to see baby chicks getting ground up. Sorry, okay, that's as dark as it's maybe not as dark as this one will go, but I'll try to keep it lighter. But yeah, basically I do understand why people want to break into places to expose the reality of like what is actually happening at these places to people. I wouldn't personally do it, but without them, we wouldn't know what we know today, and these laws wouldn't have been changed. In 1938, the United States Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act is signed into law, requiring some safety substantiation of cosmetic products, compelling companies to begin testing their products on animals. And you don't need to worry about like being messy when you are putting this along the crease line because we are obviously going to be cutting this crease up, like we are taking it to the dance floor. In 1944, the Drey's eye and skin irritancy tests are developed. Considered for decades to be the gold standard for cosmetic safety assessments, these tests cause immense animal suffering. We will get into the BS behind them actually being very inaccurate later on. I'm skipping over a few things and only talking about the key ones if you hadn't guessed. So in 1980, advocate Henry Spira wages a successful campaign to get cosmetics company Revlon to stop using the Drey's test. Now I'm like, ooh, okay. It's interesting because Revlon still tests on animals now. Movers and shakers in 1980. Can we please carry on that kindness? We're cutting the crease using our e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer. This is in the lighter shade, really for me it's fair warm. In 1991, the European Centre for the Validation of Alternative Methods is established to oversee the development and acceptance of alternative test methods that reduce, refine and replace animals. In 1996, animal protection groups band together to form the Coalition for Consumer Information on Cosmetics. The coalition manages the Leaping Bunny cruelty-free certification program in the United States and Canada, which we talked about in part 1, linked up here for you right now. In 1998, the United Kingdom bans animal testing for cosmetic products and ingredients. In 2000, the Interagency Coordination Committee on the Validation of Alternative Methods, ICCVAM, because that makes that easier, Authorization Act is signed. This law establishes a coordinated effort by the United States agencies to evaluate and adopt alternative test methods. Coconut milk. You can use a white highlighter for this, you can basically use whatever you want. I just kind of wanted to have something pearlescent. In 2004, the European Union passes a law phasing out the production and sale of animal-tested cosmetics. And in 2004, the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, approves non-animal alternative tests for dermal absorption, dermal corrosivity, and dermal phototoxicity. Elle Woods came out with Legally Blonde 2 In 2003. Is this a coincidence? Because I kind of don't think so. I like to think that our woods helped make the world a better place at that point in time. In 2005, the Japanese Center for the Validation of Alternative Methods, GRWM, is established. In 2009, the OECD approves non-animal alternative tests for ocular toxicity. In 2010, the OECD approves non-animal alternative tests for dermal irritation. In 2011, the EU ban on animal testing of cosmetic ingredients and sale of cosmetic products and ingredients newly tested on animals goes into effect for all but a few test areas. Be free to lead your own lives. Going back in with Kiss My Ass. In 2013, in March, Norway bans cosmetic animal testing and the sale of newly animal tested cosmetics. Also in March, the full EU ban of the sale of newly animal tested cosmetics takes effect. In January, Israel implements a prohibition on the sale of all cosmetics that have been newly tested on animals. Going in with Sour Apple, just along that lash line, gotta deepen that bad boy up. I'm gonna do a real quick contour. Are my insecurities of having a big forehead still getting to me? Yes. 2014. In March, the Humane Cosmetics Act legislation to prohibit cosmetic animal testing and the sale of newly animal tested cosmetics is introduced into the US. In May, India bans cosmetic animal testing. In June, China implements a new rule to remove mandatory animal testing for non-special use cosmetics manufactured within China. Now, don't let this fool you, sweetie, because Logical Harmony and many others have actually covered what this really entails. Still do not buy things when they are sold in mainland China. In 2015, the OECD approves non-animal alternative tests for eye and skin irritation as well as tests for skin allergy. In March, New Zealand bans cosmetic animal testing for finished products and ingredients intended for exclusive use in cosmetics. In June, Canada introduces the Cruelty-Free Cosmetic Act to ban cosmetic animal testing and the sale of newly animal tested ingredients. In June, the Humane Cosmetics Act is reintroduced into the US. Floating lights today. Any like peachy pink will do, but I just kind of feel like doing a bit of baby pink today. We are doing a dramatic wing and we are including those lashes on the bottom lash line because that was what they did in the 60s, and this is the 60s look. In 2016 in June, Australia's federal government announces its commitment to ban the production and sale of animal tested cosmetics by July 2017. In 2017 in December, South Africa introduces legislation to ban cosmetic animal testing and the sale of animal cosmetic tested products. I said that wrong. You get what I mean. In 2018 in June, Canada Cruelty-Free Cosmetic Act passes the Senate. That is quite a timeline, with most of it happening over the past like 20 years. Considering like, it's really interesting to just see how these couple of easy things were just put into place like in the 30s to then like take such a long time to undo. As you can find out pretty easily, the fact that animals are not the best test for how things work on human skin. And another one of the videos I'm actually coming out with is going to be showing the technology breakthroughs which are helping to prevent animal testing. So more good news. Please do subscribe. Now time for those bottom lashes. Try not to draw in your eye if you can. Try to draw straight too. God, I sounded like Tickle Me Elmo then. Definitely need the upper liner to be able to pull this off on this eye, hey? Well, obviously that is quite a timeline, and it takes a lot of people so much effort to undo the barbaric actions that we as a freaking humanity, society, whatever you want to call us, it takes a really long time to undo that stuff. So that's why it's really, really important to actually support the people that are doing this work. I am an advocate for change and positive change. I think that if you've seen any of my other videos, you are very well aware of that fact. Because the thing is that we need to really change the old dogmatic ways of thinking and encourage investment into alternatives. And the governments of the world need to push things in that direction too. It can't just be like some charities that are doing this, because unless governments actually step in and get involved, no freaking progress is actually gonna happen. You know by now, hopefully, that I am not anti-science, I am pro-science. I'm just anti-cruelty. I'm honestly just merely calling for change for more reliable tests to be done and the shift to actually occur, because the alternatives already exist, but we still keep doing the things that we did before, because we're like, oh, but we know this one. Just because something has always been done a particular way doesn't mean that it cannot be improved upon. You see how I'm referencing a 60s look here? Think about what the world was like in the 60s. We don't want to go back there. You can if you're out. I forgot that I had lines on my eyes. Wow, that was a shock. Oh, by the way, if you are considering using glitter, check out this video up here. I did a lot of work into it because of that particular study that came out. Much easier to watch a half-hour video than spend 40 hours working on that video. Alright, I'm gonna put my lashes on because this look will not be complete without some falsies because they were essential in the 60s. Feeling powerful now because I have my King lashes on from Sass Beauty, New Zealand. Shop local, support local, and wear killer eyelashes that will mean that no one comes near you because these are 20mm of seriousness. Lips. They didn't really do much for their lips in the 60s if we're trying to be historically accurate, but we're clearly not here. This is just Petal from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the palest one that I actually own. That's totally cat fluff. Oh my god, that's totally cat fluff. Using my lip oil. This is in the shade Ticklish. Is this? Oh no, this is a lip gloss. I'm almost giving this like the 2000s vibes for the level of gloss I'm using, and I'm not apologizing. There are still agencies that are really doing a lot of hard work in this area to actually change the way that science is done, but not in a way that is anti-science, in a way that's pro-science but pro-change. Obviously, you can see the alignment right here. So that's why I really want to talk about NZAVS, which is the New Zealand Anti-Vivisection Society. Now, I personally donate to them every single month because I really like the work that they do. It's very important. We still test on dogs in New Zealand. Like, there's a lot of animal testing that actually happens here. There's 300,000 animals that are used in experiments or for research every single year here in New Zealand. And so they're doing work to support the transition from that and to share the truth of what's happening, and I believe that that is really important if we want to progress as a society at all. Goodness, okay, there's a cat fight happening in my house. And the thing is that the reliability of animal trials is actually incredibly low. I will link their resources down below, and it's not like this is just external people that are saying this. This is actually scientists that are saying this. So the thing is, things need to change. Not denying that for a second. We just need to have industry actually catch up, have more funding from the government, and have people and agencies actually believe that you don't need to test on animals in order to like show that something is safe. So yeah, that's why like New Zealand Anti-Vivisection Society and the actual Anti-Vivisection Society, the work that they do is really important. I believe that they're a very important cause, and the way that they actually work with the government as opposed to just fighting against something and being like everything should stop. It's like actually we need to fund alternatives and make the world a better place. And again, that is why we're talking about this at Christmas time, because it's all about trying to make the world a better place. We can see throughout history the efforts that have actually made the big difference, and so that's why I wanted to come here and celebrate this with you today. But also like there is still so much work that needs to happen, so I really do appreciate like everyone that is buying cruelty free, everyone that is actually open to finding out the truth of what is really happening, because I know it's really hard and it can like hurt your heart in ways that you didn't know when you realize how much darkness there is in the world, which is why I wanted, oh my god, cats. But I know that it's really hard to find out about all of the bad things that are happening in the world, which is why I wanted to make sure that December was like a celebratory, nice video, but at the same time I'm aware that this has still got like some dark undertones to it, so I'm sorry. Anyway, I hope that you guys learned something new with this video, and if you do create this makeup look, please do tag me on Instagram. I would love, 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 love to see your 60s looks. Thank you, lovelies, and I'll see you for tomorrow for the next 12 days of festivities of good news. Wow, really is like a bird's nest on my head, isn't it?